Oh God.
And you guys killed it.
Really?
Yeah, no, I thought you did great.
I'm like sweating. Me too. After I graduated, I went to Spain. I studied informatics. That was quite interesting because actually they don't teach informatics here, but I found that what I had learned was enough to be able to supplement me in my informatics degree. I learned, especially here, I felt like I learned how to learn, which I think is a very important skill. Now I'm doing my master's degree. I'm doing it in sustainable resource science, which is an up-and-coming field, and it's very fun. I am working on various projects. I just finished an internship with Sumitomo, and I wish to maybe go into animal conservation research in the future.
After I graduated school, I went to Germany because I wanted to study in Germany or in Austria, and I knew that my German wasn't enough. So I went to Germany. I went to a language school there, and I really improved my German. And in half a year, I got my C1 certificate. And then I realized I don't really want to be in Germany, so I decided to go back to Austria. And then I started my studies in sociology because I was really interested in culture and how society builds. And then while studying, my interest in education equality increased. So I wrote my paper about that. And now I graduated this September. And now I'm going back home, and I'll be starting to work in a company where they sell semiconductors in Tokyo. Because I come from Japan, we only have Japanese people, and being here where there are so many people from different European countries was really eye-opening. And to also be in Austria, to compare the Austrian society, so to say, between my home country was also very interesting. So that's why I chose sociology.
Actually, I think talking to one of the RAs who had studied computer science, I was like, oh, maybe this is something I'll like. I've always liked computers when I was younger. I've thought it was interesting, and I wanted to just know more about that world. And I felt like learning so many different subjects within AIS, opened my eyes into thinking, oh, what if I study this? I don't know, it just made me excited about just studying anything. And I think it also rubbed off on me when I started studying sustainability, because why not? I get to learn something new. I just like learning, I think, and yeah.
One of the things that taught me from AIS-Salzburg that I used in university was the ability to ask questions to professors, which can be intimidating, but because of the support system, I was able to do that and really benefit from it because the professors are very helpful. I chose to study at AIS-Salzburg because I wanted to study in a foreign country. I'm from Japan, and I wanted to study everything in English, but also learn another language.
I also wanted to come here to experience more of European life. I was living in Singapore before. I did most of my high school in Singapore, and I just wanted to be able to integrate myself more into the European society, since I wanted to eventually come here to do my university. And I think it really prepared me well.
If I were to describe Salzburg, I think the first word would be the support system that the teachers offer, which I don't think it's everywhere. I think, even in university, I felt really, really lucky to be in this environment where teachers are available every time after school to answer your questions. And they're really supportive, and then you also make friends that you would have for your life. I have friends. I just met them 2 weeks ago, and they've been my friends since 7 years ago, since 8 years ago, I don't know. And so the support system and the friendships that you make are maybe the two best things that I have from AIS-Salzburg.
Also, I would agree that the support system is nothing like I've ever seen in my life, but it's also super unique. It's a unique experience. It really prepares you for university, I know that from my study periods here, I've been able to get ahead of my students in my peers in university because I knew how to study, essentially. I knew how to set aside time to learn, and I think that helped me a lot with not only my studies, but also just life in general. When I wanted to learn a language, when I wanted to do things that would help me become a better person.
Because I stayed in Salzburg for university, they helped me a lot, find an apartment, moving in, and after that, they are more, the relationship is more friendship than, teacher-student relationships. Closest friend from AIS-Salzburg is Nastia, and I think we got really close being roommates in our second year. That's one of the best things. And also just group projects in school. Sometimes it can be daunting because it's just challenging, but those people, there are so many characters, and to get know through the academics is also a great part of memory.
As time goes on, you start missing home, and especially with people that don't have a family in Europe, it's harder to see them during the winter breaks and stuff. So that was probably a struggle, but it also opened me to become more independent, and I think it's very important because it's easy to just stay comfortable. It's really hard to go out of your comfort zone, and I felt like boarding school really brought me out of my comfort zone, and now I've done a lot of different things where I don't feel comfortable at the beginning, but I do them because boarding school has taught me that I can do them.
My parents, they were really far away, so I can only see them twice a year. Was eye-opening, became much more independent, but also I think, if I weren't here, I wouldn't challenge myself to go to a German-speaking university either. It made me learn that you can push yourself, and if you strive for it, you can get it, you can achieve it.